Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jameelah, and I am a master manifester, and I know you are too because you're watching content like this. The name of this channel is Manifesting Magic the Practical Way, right? There's a lot of practicalities when it comes to magic, right? And I talk about all those things. I think that's all I say. I don't know. I haven't made a video in like 4 days, so I kind of forgot what I say when I log in. That's a shame. Nonetheless, this is what I'm talking about today. This is the title that I had for it because this is the way that I think about it. My apologies that I can't be the person that you want me to be. My apologies that I can't be the person that you want me to be. This is so prevalent with so many people, and it really holds up clean energy and manifesting throughout our lives. When we are so bent on trying to make someone be something or do something in a specific way that would please us rather than just accepting them as they are, right? And this is related to when you start living in this kind of space and treating people as if they are supposed to act out or be something really specific for you, it's not going to work out. So eventually it turns into like long-term personal conflicts and like grudges or bitterness or victimhood or so many other things. But just the idea that sometimes we have to realize that the things that we are asking of other people, it is not a given that they deliver that to us, right? And so I'm always leery of people who I can get on the bad side of way too easy. It's not going to work. And the only reason why it's not going to work is not that I'm going to do them anything. I don't think I've ever in my life spent any time plotting and planning negatively against anyone. Like that's never been a motivation of mine in any kind of way. Even if the person made me feel some kind of way, my goal was never to, I'm going to do this so they can feel that I'm going to do this, because it's just, my life has never been about the other people, and it's just never has. And every time I've let it be about other people, it felt so bad that I had to get myself out of it. So one of the things that I think about all the time is how people sometimes expect you to show up for them in a specific way. And when you can't show up for them in that way, you somehow betray them. You somehow are not loyal to them. You somehow are written off by them. And I just, if I can't be around people that give me the benefit of the doubt and say, hey, well, maybe you were going through this, or maybe they were feeling like that, then it's a useless friendship, because then I'm trying to make a promise to someone that I'm always going to be perfect as far as their standards of perfection is, or I'm always going to say the right things to them or do the right things for them, but what I can promise is that I'm always going to do what's in the best interest of the whole for the most part, so that everybody can win in some kind of way, right? And even when it doesn't appear that way, I need people around me to know, wait, I know this person's heart, and I know who they are and what they, do and what they don't do. So I'm not going to go ahead and just condemn them because I've had 20 plus odd whatever years with being on this side of their friendship or this side of the relationship. If they do one thing that don't sit right with me, maybe we'll discuss it. Maybe we'll have a conversation about it. But I'm not going to hold anything related to it, because I understand that the purpose of other people may not always be my purpose for them. People's purpose, what they see as their purpose in life, it may not always line up with what my purpose for them is in my life. And that's just something that you just got to learn to be okay with, right? Otherwise, you get into these long-term personality conflicts where every time you see in somebody, those people in your families or friend sets, they can't get around each other for 2 seconds without bringing up an argument from 25, 30 years ago. And you're like, dude, y'all already know you don't like each other. You already know that you can't please each other in the way that you need someone to please you. So why are we even having this conversation? Why are we even going there, right? And then grudges, like, grudges. Man, I hear people talk about grudges. I'm like, man, you holding up so much energy. You keeping so much bitterness and tightness on the inside of you, worrying about what somebody didn't do for you, or what somebody did wrong to you, or how somebody didn't show up for you. It doesn't even matter, right? Either you keep the people in your life or you don't. But at the end of the day, any bitterness or grudges or anything like that is only going to hurt you. It never hurts the other person. Never hurts them. And then it also puts you in a mode of victimhood, like you're the person that somebody else is doing wrong. And once you get all caught up in victimhood, it really skews your life. Like you can't see yourself from the high position because you put yourself so low as it relates to someone else, right? And then the thing about it is it's important to remember is that people die. People die. Everybody does. People die. And when they do, you really think your little whatever happened with you is going to matter? It's like it doesn't even matter. We're all here for a short period of time. We don't even know how long we're going to be here for. And to spend that time being caught up on what somebody did to you or how they didn't treat you right or being bitter or having grudges, it's such a waste. And I've seen people hold this stuff after people are dead. Oh, but they always did this and they were always an ugly person. I'm like, you don't even know this person anymore. You haven't talked to them in 20 years. I mean, it's so insane. And like when you are nowhere near that type of mindset, you hear people talking like that. You just like, oh my God, they're like really holding up their manifestations. They're really holding up the positive energy from flowing cleanly and easily through their lives, right? And then you have to remember that you don't have to be best friends with people in order to let it go, right? So you have people that you have to deal with all the time because you're going to see them because they're family related or something like that. And it's like, you don't have to be their best buddy, but you should be able to clear your energy enough that you're able to say hello, hi, whatever, greet them and all that kind of stuff. And you can't get in the business of bad mouthing and speaking negatively about other people to other people, because all it does is make you look like a bitter victimhood loser. It doesn't bring you up. And I just feel so bad that people spend so much time being bitter or aggravated or angry because somebody else can't be something for them. That's why you got to be your own best friend. And there's nothing wrong with that. You got to be your own number one cheerleader. You got to be your own worst critic. And that's the same true, right? You got to be all these things for yourself, because when you leave those doors wide open and start trying to look for other people to fill those spaces, you're always going to be in a position where you feel like you can't trust people. You're always going to be the one on the opposite side of loyalty because you're expecting too much. You're asking too much of other people to fill the gap, right? But this is what I find. When you are your own best friend, when you are your own biggest cheerleader, and when you give yourself the love and kindness and the criticism at appropriate times like you're supposed to, other people show up in your space and they don't want to do anything but be loyal to you, because the train is already moving. The train of elevation and ascension and positivity is already going. And they already know either they jump on the train and treat you the way that you're treating yourself, or either they get out of your way, right? So whenever you have things happen and people you feel like they didn't treat you right, or if somebody's not being the kind of person that you want them to be so that you can feel better, you have to immediately think, how am I treating myself? Am I my own best friend? And I'm not talking about fake confidence, running around saying, I'm so great. Look at me on Instagram. None of that. Am I deeply, truly, and sincerely my own best friend? Do I truly love myself like the way that I want other people to love me? Do I like myself through all of the negativity and ugly things about myself and the ways that I feel about myself that I'm not proud of? Do I still love myself anyway? Because if you can't say those things to yourself and it's all yeses from you, it's not going to be yeses from anybody else. And even if somebody comes around and give you everything, you're going to still see where that person is falling short because your perspective is skewed about what people are supposed to mean in your life, right? People are bonuses. They are bonuses. Any good they bring in your life is a bonus. It's not something you should be relying upon 100% 24/7. It's not something that you should make a priority over your own greatness or your own happiness or your own desires. People are bonuses. And that's okay, right? There's nothing wrong with that. That is the most positive way that you can see yourself. Be your own biggest critic. Be your own biggest fan. Be your own best friend. So that when anybody else come around, they know that you already got the most important positions in your life filled. And all they can do is come and be a cherry on top. And if they are not being a cherry on top, then you have the right to say, I'm gonna love you anyway, but I already know where this person goes. And it should be no grudges. It should be no long-term personality conflicts. It should be no bitterness. And for sure, you shouldn't be teaching and talking and sharing this information of negativity with other people, because all you're doing is essentially elevating the person that you're talking about. You don't even know that. But also at the same time, you're making yourself in a low position. And that is not good for manifesting the life that we choose, right? So anyway, I'm losing my light, right? This is in the evening. I got things to do in the daytime now. I've been doing all kinds of stuff, you know. I'm a mover in silence, so I don't always share everything that I have going on. But once it's done, I share when it's done, right? So anyway, I hope you all are having a wonderful, wonderful week, day, life, year, whatever it is. And keep sharing your love and abundance with other people. And the same thing will come back to you tenfold. If you like the content, if you want to subscribe, go ahead and do that. But I always say I'm going to keep making these videos anyway. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day.